commentary, entertainment, sports, news, and opinion now. Here is Steve Malzberg.
What has to be addressed is the security of the border. You know that, I know that, the President of the United States knows that. I don't believe he particularly cares whether or not the border of the United States is secure. And that's the reason there's been this lack of effort, this lack of focus, this lack of resources. The President has sent powerful messages time after time by his policies, by nuances, that it is okay to come to the United States and you can come across and you'll be accepted in open arms.
Okay, folks, there he is, Governor Rick Perry, speaking on ABC over the weekend. Joining us now is Southern California U.S. Border Patrol agent and spokesman for the National Border Patrol Council in San Diego, Gabe Pacheco. Hey, Gabe.
Howdy.
Thanks for being with us, sir. I want you to talk about a claim that you made, that you say the Department of Homeland Security is directing what you call backdoor amnesty for illegal immigrants. Talk about that and explain exactly what you mean.
Yeah, on the thoughts of those specific thoughts that I said, backdoor amnesty, basically these people are coming across illegally. The first step, even if they turn themselves into Border Patrol agents, they're breaking the law, basically. So what's going to happen to these people? What we're going to do is Border Patrol, the finest people that are working, are going to actually apprehend these people, and then we're going to set them up to go for refugee or asylum, whatever category they fall into. And this is a specific age group of people that we're looking at. Not everybody who comes across the border falls into that specific category. So basically, we're looking at the minors, the infants and children, and then also that includes their parents. Those people will receive amnesty or what I call de facto amnesty, basically, because they are living in the United States, but they will not become citizens, but actually just living here. So I liken that to the question of I guess there was a nightmare nanny. That's what I look at, as a person who's living in your house. They don't have no authority to be there, but they're going to be eating your food. They're going to be sleeping in your bed and using all your facilities. And so that's the way, kind of a way of looking at it.
All right, well, explain, and has this not been going on, though, for years? Is this just now increasing in scope, increasing in numbers, or is this something completely different that you're seeing now?
No, this has been going on for years. We had this with the Romanians coming through San Diego. This is a procedure that it's fully legal. Border Patrol, or when they apprehend people and we're processing, it's fully legal. It's within the law. I know I have some critics out there that say that we should have open borders and that we should have all this stuff going on. But in reality, the American people are paying for all this stuff that's going on, every bit of it.
All right. So when you talk about what's going on now and the increased numbers, the kids, let's concentrate on the kids. You believe that they'll, for the most part, be allowed to stay, and that their parents will also be allowed in after them, or those who have parents here, they'll be united and also wind up staying somehow? When I say allowed to stay, I should just say they'll stay, because most of them don't show up for court hearings, and at least that's what the statistics have shown in the past. So are you talking about there are kids coming here who are going to be transferred to relatives and parents, or that subsequently the kids that are here and will stay here, parents will come after the fact?
Yeah, right now, when you have a group, what we're receiving in San Diego is women and children. The women are the parents. They're, of course, with the child. And so they will ultimately get some kind of status because they are with their parent. The government will allow them some kind of status to be in the country. And so what's going to happen is they're going to come into the country. And also, it's called discretion. We have a discretion with women and children who are basically, we come across them. I know I've come across women and children, and I've had to let go because the child was in school. And I thought it was for the better at the time that I let the person go, basically, because I knew I had legal discretion to let that person go. But what's happening is they're taking advantage of that specific law in the books, so that they're coming here saying they want asylum, they want a refugee status, all these things. So we're going to process them that way. And again, it's fully legal. And so when you have the parent come in, of course, they're going to be legalized. And then once the family is legalized, you're going to have the rest of the family that's also going to be legalized as well. So it's not just one specific person.
Have you seen any of these children who have come in? Have you seen any of them being held at all?
Yes, I have. And you know what? The United States deports very few children back to their home country.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, the United States deports very few children back to their home countries.
Right. Oh, very few. Yeah, very few. Okay,
yeah,
but what's the condition? Where have you seen these kids? Because congressmen can't get to see these kids. They're told if they see them, they can't look at much, they can't say anything, they can't, there's all kinds of rules imposed upon the media and Congress. So where have you seen them and what have you seen?
Yeah, there's no reason for that. What I've seen when I've gone to processing at the station, I've seen the children, and of course, some of them have been sick. We've taken them to the hospital to be taken care of, and usually they just look tired out, and they don't know what's going on with their surroundings. Of course, they're with their mother, but our detention centers are not made for children. They're made for adults. They're made for a very short amount of detention span to be in there for processing, and that's basically just a transitioning station in the area for them to get through. That's all that is. So when you look at the children and how their conditions are, of course they're tired from the travel. Of course some of them are sick, but we help them out. And I don't really know exactly why this would be, why our representatives can't get in there into these areas. There's no secrets. There's nothing there to be hidden. And so you kind of scratch your head like, well, they're just kids traveling with their parents or their mom, and there's nothing in there that would say, hey, you know what, out of the ordinary. The conditions we have the children, there are temperature-controlled environment. It's a self-contained environment. There's running water. There's toilet facilities. We feed them. In fact, some of the places, the doors are open so that these kids can run around if they want to in our custody. So, I mean, and that's on the law on the books as well. That's Janet versus Reno, that we are supposed to treat children a certain way. And what's happening is that these children are being exploited. They're being exploited by the drug cartels down in Mexico. They are being sometimes exploited by the people they're traveling with that are not even their parents.
Gabe, let me ask you, what's the morale like? I mean, your job seems to me to be an impossible job. You and those of your fellow Border Patrol agents. And even when you do your job, which you do, and when you're successful at it, I should say, these people get, released, or they're sent back and then they come back, or they disappear. I mean, how do you reconcile that with risking your life every day?
Right. It's difficult, a situation that we're in, and the main thing is that we're keeping focus on what we're doing professionally in the job. We're professional federal law enforcement. We are one of the largest uniformed executive arms of the executive branch in the United States. We can call upon any time to go to anywhere. We went to 9/11. We went to Katrina. I was involved in the Olympics in 1996 after the bombing. Things like that people don't realize what Border Patrol is really involved with. And so we look at it as just, it's kind of hard to take because we're dealing with women and children, but it's just part of the job that we do every single day of stepping up to the plate.
If you could speak to the president and suggest one thing, or tell him one thing, make a suggestion, inform him of something he may not know, or something that you feel will make the situation better. And let me ask you this at the same time. Can we control our border if we really wanted to? I mean, can we build the fence? Can we use manpower? I mean, is it possible?
Is it possible? All things are possible. I think there's a paradigm shift that's occurred 10 years ago. Before, when I was a firearms instructor, if you see the flag behind me, it's the class flag that they gave to me because I was one of their outstanding instructors. Things like that are, that was a big push earlier from the Bush administration to hire new Border Patrol agents, to pay them what they are worth. Right now, we're working under a pay cut. And this is specifically, we're talking about, hey, this is going to impact our operations and what we do on the border. Border Patrol agents need to be paid and funded fully for what they're doing out there on the border, and to be paid for the hours they're putting in on the border. That right there is going to open up a whole lot of things. Next thing is to get the infrastructure in there. We don't need more drones. What is that going to do? Looking at the people and the people crossing the border, that was not going to do anything. You could have all this infrastructure, but if you don't have the agents, the boots on the ground, it's not going to work.
Listen, Gabe, I admire you more than I could express, and God bless you and all of your fellow Border Patrol agents and the folks at the National Border Patrol Council, for which you're such an eloquent spokesperson. Keep up the good work and be careful. And it's a thankless job at this point, but we all appreciate that you're doing it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Take care. Gabe Pacheco, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if there's any relation to Ferdy Pacheco, the former great boxing trainer. I did not ask him that. We're coming back with Give Me Five next on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.